John Bowne reporting. While George Soros has riddled the American justice system with open society-funded district attorney anarchy,
there's almost no reform you want that prosecutors couldn't implement today using their own discretion. If you want bail reform, then prosecutors can simply stop asking for bail.
More than $340,000 in merchandise stolen in LA smash and grab thefts. 14 arrested, but have bailed out or met the no bail criteria. And LAPD Chief Moore couldn't hide his frustration.
You could be arrested for a crime such as burglary, serious felony, a person coming into your home or business during hours of darkness or otherwise, and that's a zero bail, meaning that we book and process, identify you, and then your arraignment date is 3 to 4 months from now.
Klaus Schwab trained and strategically placed the minions of the Great Reset cancer within the policy machine of democracies worldwide.
It's really an incredible opportunity to join a community of 800 leaders from over 80 countries all over the world who work in a number of different situations, whether it's in the news or in the media or with large corporates or entrepreneurs and startups who focus on public policy, but really going a lot deeper, understanding the key issues that plague society today, the real potential for reform.
The World Economic Forum's Young Global Leaders Program graduates include among them French President Emmanuel Macron.
The economy of tomorrow is going to have to be an economy that thinks about innovation and humanity, and it's going to have to build competitiveness with the climate challenge, reducing CO2 emissions, adapting our societies, the biodiversity agenda. So it's an economy that will have to be more resilient, that will be better organized, and will have to be including these elements of resistance in the supply chains.
New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern.
That's why I've said this. There's not going to be an endpoint to this vaccination program.
And U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg.
I think that shows a lot of promise. If we believe in that so-called user pays principle, the idea that part of how we pay for roads is you pay based on how much you drive. The gas tax used to be the obvious way to do it. It's not anymore. So a so-called vehicle miles traveled tax or mileage tax, whatever you want to call it, could be a way to do it.
This tax would be on top of what you already pay. Plus, for every Joe Bag of Donuts that wants to take a road trip across America, they're now paying for that road trip. Does this pay for the infrastructure? And how is this fair for someone in your line of work?
I don't think it's fair at all. I mean, we're the ones out here delivering goods and supplying America. And like I said, we pay enough tax already, thousands of dollars a year per truck.
All of them implementing the directives of the Great Reset over the legislative will of their populace and their respective constitutional frameworks.
I think there's this debate going on right now, raging over whether you can be both patriotic and a global citizen. So yes, I believe that you can be both proud of who you are and where you're from, but some of that pride can come from what you do as an international citizen.
Klaus Schwab's Young Global Leaders mission statement reads, Klaus Schwab, founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, created the Forum of Young Global Leaders in 2004 to help the world meet increasingly complex and interdependent problems. His vision was to create a proactive multi-stakeholder community of the world's next generation leaders to inform and influence decision-making and mobilize transformation. Whether anyone asked for it or not, Schwab's megalomaniacal Fourth Industrial Revolution nightmarish vision is well underway, inhabiting positions within the democracies that were once duly elected seats of power, undermining national sovereignty and the future of individual freedom. A quiet declaration of war carried out by the infiltration of his forum of young global leaders.